California. He's going to talk to us about some of his great Tillandsia hybrids that he's created and that he propagates. How you doing, Paul?
Doing good, Barry. Thank you, and hello, everybody. Welcome to Rainforest Flora and another discussion of some of the hybrids we've created over the years. This is a very nice one called Tillandsia Stupendo. It's a cross between a hybrid Tillandsia Houston, which was made by Mark Dimmitt in the early 80s. It's a hybrid of stricta and recurvifolia. So this is a cross between that and Tillandsia leonamiana, which gets a bright orange flower. And you can see that this plant grows to be quite large, and it's on the downhill side of flowering. It's down to its very last flower. But it's a spectacular plant, and imagine this in a clump. That'll be in another 2 or 3 years. And you can see there's quite a history here as this plant has grown along for a few years, probably generation after generation. And then the offsets would come off, but one of them would stay on the mother trunk and it would grow along like this. So there's a number of years represented there.
About how old would you say this one is, Paul?
Well, from a seed to a flowering plant, we're probably looking at 8 or 10 years, and then from that to this, 4, 5, 6 years. I mean, who knows? But a while.
It's a long-term commitment.
Nice plant.
Beautiful plant.
Okay, I'll set this guy down.
Okay.
And then the second one I wanted to show you. This is a hybrid from the 60s, Tillandsia Victoria. And it's a hybrid of Tillandsia brachiocaulus and Tillandsia Anthos. And I wanted to show this to you because you can see this is the normal state, the vegetative state of the plant. It's a pretty green color. But like so many of the subgenus Tillandsia species, when it blooms, it turns red to attract hummingbirds to pollinate it, because hummingbirds are attracted to color, especially red. So this is the same plant, non-blooming, blooming.
Beautiful.
So great plant. Tillandsia Victoria. Then another one that's interesting is this guy, and this is Tillandsia Anthos miniata. Aranthos is from the Greek air, means air, and anthos means blooming, so it means air blooming. And we have 2 different forms of Aranthos miniata. Aranthos miniata is a small, tight, compact growing form of Aranthos. And you have, this is the normal form of Aranthos miniata here in the top clump. The bottom clump, you can see the plants are smaller. So this is called Tillandsia Anthos miniata mini-me. And then there's one that's even tinier, and that's mini-me.
Wow.
But you can see they're really, really nice, dense plants. The trick with any of these that grow into clumps like this is important, is to not water them on the inside any more than has to be done, because when the inside that's made up of the ancestral plants, all the old plant material in there that's basically dead, if that gets sopping wet, the whole thing can kind of rot and fall apart, and it'll start rotting from the inside out, so you won't know it, and all of a sudden one day you'll be looking and it won't look so good, and you'll notice that a lot of it looks dead, and that's what happened. It rotted from the inside out. So the way to fix that is either to just water the outside of the plant, or as it grows into a clump, stick something up inside to spread it out, like a wiffle ball or a plant pot that has slotted holes in it, something that allows air to get in there to dry the plant out.
The main thing is to dry the center out all the time. Don't leave it wet.
Yeah, don't leave it wet, and you can do that by watering just the outside. Just don't put a hose on it and let it rip. Okay?
Really a beautiful small plant.
Now, this is
wow. These are beautiful.
Yeah, what was the name of this one?
Curls and Curls?
Curls and Curls. Thank you, Barry. Yep, you're exactly right. Now, I just brought out 3 of these to show you. Just in front of my face. How does that work? There's tremendous variety in any seed grex that you grow. You'll get lots of different looks, and you can see that all 3 of these are different looking from each other.
Amazing.
2 of them are coming into bloom, but the curls you can see, and the purple margin, the leaf sheath margin is purple. There are only 2 species that really do that, bulbosa and caput medusa. So that gives you one of your parents right away. All three of these have purple marginated leaves on the sheath, and so you know one parent. And if you're going to choose between Medusa and bulbosa, this is a real hard one. Which one are you going to choose?
Yeah.
So you know you have Medusa here as the one parent.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so just a gorgeous plant.
Gorgeous plant. And Paul, one question for you. So the one on the littlest one would be the size people could order, or?
Well, we don't. You know, I don't know if we have very many of these right now.
Oh, okay.
You know, I explained that in the last video that you know you have stuff and you might have 10 or 20 or whatever, and then you run out of them.
Yeah.
And then you're out of them. So.
But you're building stock of all of these.
Well, it depends.
Okay.
You know,
sorry.
If you've got seedlings and you run through them, then that's kind of it.
Yeah.
But we always keep some back, and then we grow the vegetative offsets of those. There just aren't very many of them because vegetative offsets you don't get numbers. You just get, you know, a few. They grow faster.
But you're speeding up nature here. You're making these incredible pieces of living art, and it takes time. People have to understand that. It just takes time.
It takes years.
They're
40
stunning.
years so far.
It's
counting.
a beautiful plant.
So, and then here we have just a very nice Tillandsia concolor. And concolor is a species that grows in Central America, Mexico, especially Mexico. And in bright light, where we live, the leaves over time will get this more yellow color. And with bright light too, they get a red tint, a rose-colored tint to the leaves. And this one's coming into bloom. They get beautiful metallic magenta subgenus Tillandsia flowers. You know, that round corolla that sticks out, and then the white stigma and the yellow stamens, the anthers with the pollen, exert themselves from the floral brag, and so that's how you know it's subgenus Tillandsia. But this is a perfect size. You can actually grow it quite a bit larger, not too much smaller. It takes quite a few years to grow. It's not real fast. But it's a really pretty one.
You have used this in many of your crosses too, though, right? I mean,
yeah, concolor's been used a lot.
Yeah,
and you can see why. It's
I like
great plant.
I like the upright and the way the leaves are.
People who live in the tropics, it tends to be more of a darker green. You know, I think we get more color because we have cool nights, and that makes a difference. And the air is not real humid. That makes a difference. But the plants grow a lot more slowly, so nothing has everything, you know, right? The way it works is you get something but not everything. Okay, Jerry's strolling over.
I'm sorry, I had to have you talk about this. One of your employees just brought this up.
Yeah, this is...
Is that a form of capitata?
Mikey brought this one over. No, this is called Betty. Well, this one looks prettier looking down at it, but...
Wow!
Tillandsia Betty is Xerographica brachycaulus.
Wow!
And I named this after my wife many years ago. And it's just starting to come into bloom. It'll go up another 15-20 centimeters, and there's pictures in my book of this one, close-ups of the bloom. It's gorgeous. It's really beautiful.
It's really one of the best hybrids I've ever seen. It's so regal.
It is. It is. And you can see the leaves are soft and velvety like Xerographica, but there's color from brachycaulus.
And I see the form of Xerographica, but also the spike looks more capitata.
Yeah, this is not going to have spikes. It'll have the inflorescence will come up, and the flowers will come out of the main spike.
Okay.
So, anyway, this one's called Betty, and it's a beauty.
Betty's a beauty. Here, I'll take it.
Okay, thank you. And then this one is called Stardust. And this is a hybrid of Ianantha and Magnusiana. And it's very, very rare. We don't really have any for sale right now, but you can see the Magnusiana type inflorescence starting to exert itself. And you can see the size of it. I mean, it's huge. It's about 20-25 centimeters across, about 8 inches to 10 inches.
And the leaves are sort of stacked. I mean, it's such a beautiful plant.
Yeah, I love this one. There just aren't very many of them. I wish we had more, but it's a great plant, and it combines really well Magnusiana and Ianantha. So that's
a beauty.
All right, well,
just tell us a little bit. Just tell us what about Singapore sling there.
Well,
Sorry.
caught me unawares. I'm not, the parentage on Singapore sling, it might have,
Stricta leonamiana.
pardon me?
Stricta leonamiana.
Stricta leonamiana. Okay, so we had a Houston by leonamiana that was Stupendo, and this is Stricta by leonamiana. This one still can get quite a bit larger. You know, we have so many friends in Singapore, and I went to the Raffles Hotel and did the Singapore sling bit. You know, so I thought that'd be a cool name for this one. It's beautiful inflorescence. I wish it was flying right now. It's also wet, which is why it's so green. If it's dry, the trichomes are visible, so it'll be white and fuzzy. But when the trichomes are wet, they become transparent. What you see is the chlorophyll pigment in the leaf itself.
And this is one, you have a fair amount of these. No?
Yeah, we have a fair amount of these.
Yeah.
And they're seedlings that have grown up.
Well, that's great.
12 years, whatever. Anyway, folks, that's that's a few for today. I hope you were able to enjoy it, and we'll see you next time. And good luck with your tillies.
Thank you, Paul.
Bye.